Hello dear viewer, I'm leesusss. Welcome back to Tank Tool Time, Tank Mechanic Simulator. We've got a few plans today, depending on what happens. So, first of all, we have tank extraction. We're probably going to try and do that, but no idea what it is. So what if it's one that's one we've had already or not very interesting? You know, so that's a possible. We might do that. We'll see if we can take it all the way through or not. That's a possibility. If not, then outside, I have a half-track, German half-track. Now, I'm very excited to do one of those. It's not one of mine, unfortunately. It's somebody else's, but at least we get the chance to have a look at it. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by half-tracks, but I love them. And the other thing is, before we do that, actually, I want to talk about this. The tank I'm doing a repair for somebody for. It's in parts still. This is a Panzer III, which is fairly common. We've done a lot of them in the past. Maybe I've not recorded all of them, but it's a common one. I think I did one of my early work was on a Panzer III, but this is an M variant. So this is the newest variant, or one of the last variants available in the game, and probably maybe during the war as well. Because Panzer III is very common, used throughout the war. Very, very common tank for the Germans to use. But of course, as new requirements come through, you don't make a brand new tank straight away. You update the ones you have. So, and I'm interested by evolution of everything, really. Evolution of animals, but also evolution of technology. How things change to deal with the challenges out there. And that's what I've seen with this one. I was just kind of fascinated, and I thought I'd just give you a couple of observations before we go on to do something else. So, first of all, with the turret. So, the main body of the turret here, looks like lag there. Main body of the turret is absolutely the same as all the other Panzer IIIs we've seen, pretty much. Apart from, of course, this great big armour skirt around the outside. I mean, I think it's fairly obvious that this is... They've seen a lot of... I think it's cover light might have been upgraded as well. I'm not sure. I think it possibly has. Slightly improved cover. They've obviously seen a lot of penetration of the turret by, you know, high velocity rounds or whatever, and having problems with it. Although, beyond that... What's other interesting about it is they've not just put more armour on, but they've not just welded it on to the turret. It's a big gap. They've spaced it. Now, this is either because they understand the importance of spaced armour, or because there's a lot of hatches and it'd be a lot more difficult to replace these hatches that are involved in, you know, people getting in and out of the turret. So if it is the understanding of the spaced armour, again, if it's true or not, but at this point here, you know, the Allied forces have started to use things like heat ammo and other things like that, where the rounds hit the armour and are designed to burn through to the turret. And it may be they've also been using sabot rounds, if that was being used yet. I mean, sabot has been around for a very long time, but whether it's being used by tanks or not. But a sabot is like a hard dart that's designed to pierce the outside and then explode inside the turret, because, of course, to kill a tank, you don't have to destroy the tank. It's to destroy the fleshy bits inside. Yeah. So a sabot round is under to hurt the crew, and a heat round to burn through the armour. But of course, if the ordnance is hitting something like this, all the energy or the shards are being wasted in this gap here, rather than doing the damage inside. But it's a bit of a clumsy fix, isn't it? Really, it really is. It's I mean, they've even had to put a little hatch in so that the crew could still access the hatches in here. It's not a bodge. It's just the best you could do with the you can imagine an engineer coming up with this idea how to solve the problem of rounds blowing through the thin armour on the turret. Also, I don't think I saw grenade launchers before. Presumably smoke grenade launchers on here, which is interesting. Apart from that, the engine is exactly the same. Can't see anything different about this. Doesn't appear to be any bigger. I mean, maybe in the actual tank it was, but certainly not in the game. But of course, you put a lot of extra stuff on, like the armour. You're making it heavier. So how much did that affect things? You know, I can't imagine. Otherwise, again, if you look inside here, compared to all the other Panzer IIIs I've worked on, it's exactly the same. There's nothing really different here about lots of this, and most of the back is the same as well. The tracks, I think, still the same. However, you can see these big rails along here as well. There's exhaust sticking out the back. Not sure what that's for. I suspect that's for deep water, the way it's been positioned. Move the exhaust up and then give it a little filter on the top so that you can do more work in deep water. But also, if I do this, yeah, whacking great big side skirts. And again, this is because of penetration of the side of the tank by... Is that one at the front? I thought it was. By rounds going in. The tank armour wasn't thick enough on the side. So, best solution is bolt some more armour plates on. Oh. Hey? What do you mean I don't have any more skirts? I'm sure I had some more skirts. Well, fine. We'll buy some blimmin' skirts then, shall we? There we go. There's the thing. Hull. I'm even going to buy painted ones. That's how much I'm going to splash out. Look at this money up here. Loads of money. We have to buy some blueprints at some point. Is what we need to do. That one. We'll just try this one for now. I bet we need both. Cool. 500 quid for that lot. Anyway, that's weird how that one's missing. I'm sure I had that. Anyway, there you go. Done pretty much. Got to put the turret on. What else is missing? Anything else missing? I did have another bug I found in the game, which is that at one point I was buying items and I was trying to buy the rusted version, as I usually do, on a periscope, look. Well, a few things aren't finished here, look. And they were, but what I was receiving was painted ones, but they weren't quite painted properly, and it caused a few problems. It was like a bug. The game thought it was one thing, but it was something else. Let me just fix up these last few bits. Hold on. There we go. The beast is fixed. By the way, also, the other thing that I saw on here is that we have a bit more armour actually welded straight on as well in this case. Welded on around the edge of this vulnerable part here into the crew compartment. Not so much around here, I don't think. Well, there's definitely an extra armour plate on there, though. And I think this might be new as well, this little ridge here. So there's an issue with shots that should bounce off the armour, which is, of course, the best situation. It's the best situation not being hit by anything at all, of course. But also, if you get hit by something, you want it to bounce off and away. There's always a risk, though, with certain armour shapes, if you've got it wrong, that a shot can get stuck in a gap somewhere and basically sort of bounce off one surface into another surface and still cause trouble. And this sort of thing, this little ridge here can be good for stopping things. But it's a bit of a mess, isn't it, with all the bars and everything else around here. A best solution to a problem. But anyway, we are going to get this thing out of here. The job done. There we go. Get out of here. Right. And while we're here, let's go and do... That's the Panzer. Let's get that out of here. Tank extraction. Okay. And let's go and find what the heck this thing is. Now I've got another vehicle now. I've now got the quad vehicle and the drone. So let's go and try them out. Why is my Jeep here? I asked for a my quad bike. Did I do it wrong? Fine. Okay. It's annoying. Okay, we've now got our magnetometer as well. But first of all, we've got our drone, and here's the tutorial. we go over that way. Let's do a little drive. Maybe this it isn't as terrible as it used to be. Hold on. How do I do it again? No, it's just as goddamn awful. I asked for my quad bike. Why did I not get my quad bike? I probably did. Knowing me, I did it wrong. It's what I do. It's my speciality. There's a fence there. Oh, well, at least it's not a swamp or anything like that where I can get myself stuck. So the drone has got to be the best one I can do, hasn't it? In this one. But we're going to try and a magnetometer first. So what does it do? GPR screen mode? Is it just the same as doing the... Oh, hold on. There's something blue up there. I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to be showing me. It bleeped a minute ago. I think we're mapping out the area. That's what we're doing. We appear to be building up a map. But the screen is a bit teeny tiny. I'm going to work out what's supposed to be going on here. There's a yellow dot on there, isn't there? How do we get back to... What does GPR screen do? I can see something there. There's a little dot there. When I get back to that, find out what that is. Aha! And that's how it works. Oh! Oh, look at this. Oh, you wee beauty. It's I was talking about the half track, wasn't I? It's one of them. It's a half track. I bought one of these myself. And nick us to the one I'm working on. That's somebody else's. I don't care about that. Let me dig. Let me dig. Why won't you let me dig, game? No, I don't want... There it is. I just want a little view, a little glimpse of it before I dig it up. Right. Okay, let's get the tools out of the way. And we will then go and do something. But I want to do something else first. We need to test out the drone. And also, I want to play around with the magnetometer a bit more. Because apparently tanks are not the only thing you can find in places like this, but it might be easier to use the drone to do it. There are other metal objects we might be able to get on that. But what is this for? What is this version for? I don't understand that. GPR screen. I mean, that suggests to me that it's global positioning, isn't it? It's here's what it is. Oh, let's use the tablet. So we need to use the tablet, don't we, to extract the tank. There's our drone. Oh, are we in charge of the drone now? How do we move our drone around? There's a satellite. There's GPR. So we saw the tank. So we've scanned that area already. I'll do the drone in a minute. Let's call up the let's call it the digger. They found something. Where's all the diggers and things? There's my half track. Good. Where is my... Where's all the things for cleaning? Where's all the tools for cleaning it? The diggers and things aren't here. We've had bugs like this before, haven't we, with this thing? Which is weird. Use pressure water. But I've got no pressure thingy. Well, this is not my half track. This is the one that was sitting out in the yard. So, the extraction process is now seem to have completely bugged. If I can't actually fail the extraction, which is what I've done before when it went wrong before, when it bugged out before. Now it's gone away. It was really confused. I'm really annoyed because it was for a half track and I wanted one. But it's not there. Get out of here, Eagle. I'm annoyed by that. Anyway. Oh, T-34. That'd be nice. So we've lost that tank because it never happened. I went back to the extraction zone after I finished it last time. Came back to the warehouse. My tank wasn't here. Went back out to the extraction zone again. The map was the same, with the drone even hovering in the same place. But the tank was now marked as being somewhere else in the middle of a wood somewhere. It doesn't say that it went wrong, okay? It bugged out. Let's move on with our lives. Okay, so this is somebody else's half track from here. Okay, it is a SDKFZ, whatever that stands for. Not sure. Something in German, probably, I'm sure. 251. Variant D. Now, there's no turret to remove because there's no turret on it. This is the engine. Let's have a look. So let's have a little look at the... we can at least see some of the new tools and things I've got anyway, since I last saw you. So, we're missing a dipstick. That's who we're missing. The dipstick is right here, apparently. Trying to do this game, which is so buggy on the extractions. I think there's only one of them. It's this one here. See? Rusted. Engine. Dipstick. Okay. Let's get this dipstick in. I've also learned some of the shortcut keys, you'll be glad to hear. But I can't find where the dipstick goes in. Oh, it's up there somewhere. There it is. It was hard to spot. That's all. Also, I now have one of these. An angle grinder. The best way to rapidly remove more than you wanted to remove with in as short a term as possible. So it's got two modes. It's got a cutting mode and a grinding mode. Cutting is only occasionally needed, but sometimes. But we're on grinding right now. You can tell when it's cutting, by the way, because you get scary sparks. Let's just stop doing that straight away. That would actually remove items, but doesn't destroy them. Okay, you can presume it's removing the bolts, I guess. But it does seem to do rust removal a little bit faster, I think, than the rust remover. It makes a lovely noise. It's a very soothing noise. I have used angle grinders a few times in the past. Oh, did it wrong. Hold on. Ow. Anyway, there's no high-speed sanding version. Unfortunately, the sander is the sander. That's it. That's all we've got. But this engine should be fairly easy to fix. Nice chunky engine. It's probably something from an industrial, like a tractor or something like that, isn't it? Some bit of heavy goods vehicle that they've converted for use in this thing here. Unless maybe this has been built from scratch. Maybe it has. Oh, I think that the dipstick is yet again causing the problem. No? What have I missed? It's often easy to miss something small on the engine that hasn't been sanded. Let's have a little looky look. A flywheel. Which flywheel? Those are pulleys. Flywheel's in here? Where's the flywheel? The flywheel is a regulator thing of speed. Builds up and retains speed, or it controls speed by stopping and going too fast. Ah! No? A bit rusty on the end there. There you go. Ah, okay. Now this object here, it looks like it should be easy to get into at least and do stuff in there. We've got a pintle mount type thing for a gun. And possibly another one here. Maybe the same one, you just flip it over. I don't know. What... Is that where the engine goes? That would explain the big hole, because this is a passenger compartment, of course, isn't it? So I think the engine is probably mounted under here. Yeah, okay. What state is the actual overall thing in? We're missing some brake lights and engine covers and hatches. Overall, it's not missing a terrible amount of parts. How easy it is going to be to access all the bits and pieces in the vehicle, I don't know. Some vehicles now, I know, I should get in there and do the gearbox first, because it's going to be, you know, there's going to be bits that are hard to reach in there. But this one, I've never done it before, so I've no idea. I'd just rather it was my one I was doing. Possibly... I reckon we need a couple of these. They're only a few quid each. Stick them on. There we go. Rear brake light. And another one. No? Maybe something has to go on there first. Looks like it wants to do the tracks first. What's that? A bracket? This is under wheels, presumably. I don't think there's many things under wheels because it ain't got many wheels. Oh, it's got quite a few bits, actually. I guess the wheels in here as part of the track. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know why I like half tracks. I had no idea. It just gives me a bit of a tickle. I don't know. It's something that maybe because it's a bit odd looking. We need one of those. We probably need one of those rims, which would be the one for that. Yeah. Something about the idea of, you know, putting the wheels on the front, presumably for steering. Why are these wheels rusty? And I've got some wheels missing here. So we've got two sorts of road wheels there. So let's have a little... I like to have a guess sometimes if I can about what parts are missing. Got a narrow road wheel like that and a wide road wheel. Rim, sprocket wheel. Oh, that's probably at the back. Well, there's something missing, isn't there? Possibly a suspension piece. What's it like on this side? It's a sprocket wheel, isn't it? It goes behind it, I think. That's what I'm betting. I was presuming sprocket would be over here. But of course, the thing is with this, so in a normal tank, I'd expect the sprocket wheel to be here at the front, driving the tracks forward. But of course, in this one, there's the wheels at the front, and therefore the sprocket is here, and therefore connecting into the engine, because that's the bit that's getting the power from the gears and the engine. Puzzling it out, working it all out, and not necessarily in the easiest way possible. But I'm not worried about that. That's not what I'm all about. No, doesn't want to do it still. Fine, let's do some tracks. Are we missing any tracks? Missing one rear. We're missing two front, one rear, and 3 belt bits. So let's do that. Tracks. What? 2 front, 1 rear, and 3 of those. Did you see that before? I think you did see my my powered socket wrench. I can't put that on yet, see? I need to do something else there. Possibly a suspension piece needs to go in. But there's not many other bits of wheels that can go in there, really. Of course, if I was really doing this in real life, what I'd probably do is take apart the side that I had. I'll fall down the hole. To work out what I was missing here. But okay, let's get a suspension piece in there then. Wheels. Suspension. No. So what goes in here then? What is it wanting that it's not seeing? Right, okay. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, which is that. We're going to take this bit apart to see what we're missing. Is it because I'm missing a wheel here? What sort of wheel goes behind? No, there's just a piece there. I don't understand why it doesn't want to let me to put this on here. Something's missing from the transmission, possibly. Fine, we won't worry about it yet. We'll sort it out in a minute. Actually, you know what you can do? Let's just do it properly. Let's do wheels. Just a sprocket wheel. I thought I bought one of those. I've got a sprocket wheel. Is there another sprocket wheel that I've not got? I'm so suspicious now because the game's been buggy. £300. It's fine. I suspect something's got to go on the transmission. Okay, so is something missing? Well, there's no turret. I don't really worry about turrets for. Engine's fine. Fuel system. Fans, radiator, and radiator cap. Sure, we'll buy some of those. Fuel system. Fans. Radiator. Radiator cap. Now, I presume they've got to go in here. That's where you'd put your radiator and things in. Yeah, there we go. There's the... I don't want the engine cover, thank you very much. Sometimes it makes you do things backwards. I found out with some of the gearing systems is it really wants you to put the cover on first than the underside. Get really in here, shall we? If we do this, we might be able to get rid of that. No. I think we're going to need to put the engine cover on is what we need to do. Because it won't be happy otherwise. Hull. Engine cover. Oh, okay. Fine. Be like that. Engine hatch. It's really funny. It doesn't want to let me put it in now, does it? What is wrong with this game today? It's in a funny mood. It's in an awkward mood. Hold on. Wait, I know I had another way to do it. 1 second. No, put the hammer away. No, put the hammer away, me. It's fine. There's no need to get angry. Fuel system. Radiator's there. We can do if we click on. You're not showing yourself off well today, game. You're being awkward. Engine hatch. Better take these bloody bits off again to derust it, but sure. 2 of those. How are you doing, vehicle? 97% there.